2 teenagers, which is where I'm currently at, right? There's always a season where we feel like there's so much going on. And I remember when I finally got pregnant and I was in ministry and I was, leading the church, and I was with my husband and we were pioneering, and there was just a lot happening. And I remember some people saying, well, if you really love this child that God has blessed you with, you would give up all of that. And so, you have these things said to you, don't you? People can say things and they mean well, but it can hurt. And I just remember going back to God, and God spoke to me from a verse in Matthew 11, and it's in the Message Bible, the version that I've hung on to throughout this whole season of my life. And it talks about how God says, are you tired? Are you worn out? Well, if you are, come to me. And then it says this, work with me. And I always thought that was the wrong word there. It should be, take a sabbatical, go away for a month, go to the Bahamas. But it said, work with me. And I think the thing is, a lot of people work for God, but they don't work with God.
Wow.
And then it goes on to say that there's an unforced rhythm of grace for your life. And I believe you did Strictly Come Dancing, or what do you call it over there? Dancing with the Stars? Didn't you do that show? Okay, we call it Strictly Come Dancing over here. But, on that show, I'm sure you had to learn that you had to keep in step with the person leading the dance. Yeah. You had to learn the rhythm, and you had to have trust in that rhythm. And I bet that there was rhythms that caused your steps to be faster and rhythms that caused your steps to be slower. That's what I see God like. God's your great dance partner, okay? And no one else can tell you the rhythm for your life.
Yeah.
And so God will take you through these seasons in your life. And what we sometimes don't realize is the rhythm's changed. So you were doing the cha-cha-cha, but now you're doing the waltz. And then you're doing the quick step. But God's in charge of the dance. And God knows the grace of the rhythm for your life in that season. And so for me, I had to find the grace rhythm when I got married. Then I found the grace rhythm when I had babies. Then I found the grace rhythm when we launched a ministry. And all I can say is God's your dance partner, not the person to the left, not the person to the right, because God knows what's attached to you. And the thing is that when God knows what was attached to me was children, the rhythm was right, not just for me, but all those attached to me. And you could just tell it was a grace. There was a grace on my family for me to go away and then come back. There was a grace on my family for me to do what I was doing. So I always say, if there's not a grace part of what you're doing, go back to the dance teacher and just check you've got the right beat.
I'm free. That's so good. And it's so, for me, I just feel like I said that because I actually, when I was on Dancing with the Stars, I started seeing that parallel with God and then my dance partner too, because this is a lot of times I don't dance because Mark, my partner, created the dance. So I sometimes forget the dance because I've been taught the dance, so I know it sometimes. So I would really depend on him and how he would hold my hand, and he would pull me here a little bit, and I knew to turn here faster, and I knew to turn this. Really guided me, and I was like, that is so much like our Father. He is the creator of our life. He knows our dance. He knows our rhythm. And so when you feel the floor, you feel the tug, when you get in sync with that, there's this thing that happens, and there's that grace with it. And so I'm so glad you said that. I see people saying preach. Preach. Well, I know so many people are so inspired by this conversation, including myself. I didn't even know what to expect from this conversation, and I'm so encouraged. But for everybody who is watching, who is loving this conversation and just being impacted by the stuff Charlotte's saying, all of this is on the Faithful app. So it's not just us. There's several other pastors, preachers. Right. A lot of our friends, I know Dawn Cherie's on there, Bianca Olthoff is on there. And these are just some women, but there's some incredible men leading as well on the app. So everybody go get the Faithful app. You can go and actually do the prayers with Charlotte he's talking about to lead you through transformation. You can listen to some of my sermons and several other people to just get inspired in your day, and also just bring you back to your partner to have that your dance partner. Well, Charlotte, I'm so encouraged by you, and I just love you. I wish that you weren't on lockdown and we weren't either, and we could actually be together and do something. I know. When we were last together, your sweet mama, who I adore, by the way, she's just the best, and I was like, you can adopt me anytime. She's like, come, hang out.
And, I told my son, hey, I could go out. And then I said, remember that show you watched when you were growing up, Duck Dynasty? He's like, where they blow stuff up? We can go to the place where they blow stuff up.
Anytime.
And then lockdown happened, so he didn't get to blow anything up. So
when it ends, then y'all come blow something up. I'm sure my dad would love it. And we would too. It would be a great time. Well, we love you guys. Y'all are the best. And also, after this, I'm thinking that you definitely need to be on my podcast because, whoa, that's good. So,
well, we tend to have a lot to talk about. I don't know if it's the blonde thing or the God thing.
I don't know. I think it's both. Well, I hope you have a great night and thanks for spending some time with us on IG Live.
Love you, Sadie. Have a great rest of the day and keep looking after that little bump of yours. Cannot wait for that baby to arrive. Are you feeling good? You're not being sick or anything?
Great. No, I made a major turnaround like a couple weeks ago, and I got that second trimester of, the energy, but I'm actually 2 weeks away from my third trimester, so almost there. We're going into the final stretch, but
awesome.
It's been awesome. It's been this. I gotta get a bump date soon. I'll give y'all a bump.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I love you. Thanks to everyone that tuned in. And I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of Sadie.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. How awesome was that, guys? Charlotte is my team thinks I'm talking to them, and they just said that was so good. I'm still on live. But hey, it was good. She is a preacher. I mean, everything she just says, it just flows right out of her heart. And I love how she even said that, like, from the heart, so the mouth shall speak. And so, if you look at Charlotte and you say, man, I wish I could talk like that. I wish I could preach like that. I wish I could speak like that. Just know that you can. Like, Charlotte, she dives into the word, and she has studied, and she has surrounded herself with people who speak life into her, and that's what comes out of her. And so if you need to surround yourself with the word or people who speak life into you, again, the Faithful app is a great place to do that. I hope that y'all have a great day, and I see people asking some questions about Baby Huff. Baby Huff is doing great. She will be here sooner than we know. I really can't even believe it. I remember whenever school was in session, May would seem like so far away from January. But now that I have a baby, May seems very close to January. So getting closer and closer every single day. And I also see people asking about baby Ronnie, Lainey, my bestie's baby, who was just born. And she's so precious. And we are so excited for Lainey and Clayton. And also, I just want to say, Lainey had a devotional book go out today called Speak Your Name. So that's super exciting for them and their family.